What would you like me to tell you about this wine? Think about it for a second. Oh, wait. Nope, can't tell you that. Oh. Yeah, I can't tell you that. Oh, and of course, I knew you were going to ask me that. No, can't tell you that. What can I tell you about Outtake Pinot Noir? Well, in classic Secret Vineyard NDA fashion, sorry, honey, not a whole hell of a lot. What can I tell you? This wine's delicious. Absolutely delicious. And I can throw you a few crumbs that if you want to go all Columbo, you might be able to figure something out. How about that? Huh? How about that? How about that? Yeah, okay, good. Outtake Secret Private Label, composed of juice that was purchased in the abundant, outrageously good 2023 vintage for red wines in the north coast of California. Superb vintage, long extended cool growing season, fabulous wines, super high quality. And the result of this is just a bunch of great juice out there at a time when the market couldn't literally absorb all the juice. Then labels like Outtake appear. And then folks like us take advantage of labels like Outtake. Believe me, we taste a bunch of labels like this, but only a few make the cut. And then after that, we find out just how special the sourcing really was. Almost like we kind of know what the hell we're doing. Anywho, let's jump into the Outtake. You guys may remember we sold you a Marin County Outtake bottling a few months back. You guys killed with that wine. That was also from a very special site. And this wine runs right along the same parameters. Extra special site. We are in Anderson Valley. We can tell you that. It's on the label. We can tell you that this wine has made single vineyard offerings from at least two very high-end wineries. The single vineyard that this wine is sourced from, those wines sold for between $85 and $110 a bottle. Scored 93, 94 points from Wine Advocate. How about that for some crumbs to chuck out there for you to do a little research on? So, we have a single vineyard wine from a vineyard that produced highly acclaimed $85 to $110 bottle Pinot Noirs in Anderson Valley. Let's talk about Anderson Valley. Cooler area, classic area for Pinot Noir, but not quite as well known. The producers are small, quality super high, but a lot of these guys don't get out of Anderson Valley very much. You know what I mean? They're quiet folk. They just handle their business in town and continue producing like really great single vineyard Pinot Noir wines. A lot of the top wineries in California source grapes from the Anderson Valley and have for decades to produce world-class single vineyard Pinot Noir. And in this case, this is one of those vineyards. The flavors run, wow. The impeccable balance of this wine is what got me. You know, this wine isn't like, Anderson Valley, it isn't supposed to be like all jazz hands, right? Not as spicy as Russian River, not as overt as Santa Lucia Highlands. The wines here are kind of a little more classic Burgundian. Restraint, but the great ones still have that sweet center core of fruit. And this one has that. So you got the restraint, you got the elegance, you got the refinement, but you also have this nice sweet center that makes you want to drink more of it. And because the wine is so balanced and so refined, it's very easy to drink a lot of this wine. Believe me. I ain't a liar. Just spot on. This is absolutely serious gear. Impeccable, beautifully done. Part of me likes this better than the Marin one that we did. The Marin one was cool because that story was great, talking about Marin County, and that wine was fire as well. But this wine pushes a couple more buttons. Has me thinking about more higher end wines, okay, than the Marin one. And in that case, I'd say that's maybe why we waited on this one. We wanted to kind of run the Marin one first and then head into Anderson Valley the better known appellation, wine with a little more gravitas to it. And this wine has that. And wow, we didn't even talk about price yet, did we? So like I said, single vineyard offering, 85 and $100, 94 points Wine Advocate, the wines that have been sourced from this site. By the way, it's only a 10-acre site. Ooh, another little nugget. You guys are gonna go on the interwebs. And so not a lot of wine made from this site. Beautiful, delicious wine. We are selling the Outtake Anderson Valley Pinot Noir 2023 for $19.98 a bottle. So at most, a quarter the price of other wines that have come from this site in the past. Not only that, buy 6 bottles or more, we're going to give you 10% off. Even better, that brings it down to 18 bucks a bottle. You kidding me? You kidding me? That's the beauty of 23. We're going to see more of these, folks. Strap it on, get ready. Very exciting times for Pinot Noir lovers in California right now. Tip of the iceberg, and this is some Titanic shit here. Click, buy, like, subscribe, drink Pinot. Thank you very much. Good night.